Hello everyone, how you all doing? It's just literally started pouring with rain, so I apologise for the lighting. I've got the light on, which is literally directly above me, so it's not the most flattering of lights. But if I turn the light off, you won't be able to see me because it's just ridiculously dark, and it's, nearly midday, so this is the joys of autumn. So anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Apologies that I'm coming on live a bit later than I usually do. So I've been coming on live normally on a Monday or Tuesday. I've previously been doing some video blogs, but today I just wanted to kind of give you a bit more of an update about what's going on in Carolyn Louise Weddings. And so yesterday, if you saw any of my posts, that you'll see we had quite a good PR day yesterday. So I was featured in an article produced or written by Good Housekeeping magazine on predicting wedding trends for 2020. So I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll come on today and just talk a bit more about how wedding planners predict wedding trends for the next year, because it is a bit like trying to look into a crystal ball and predict what's going to be fashionable, but there are things that we do and research that we do that can help us predict these trends, so we're not just kind of plucking things out of thin air. So yeah, it's a bit kind of different this week, but I just thought it links in well with the article that I put on my social media sites yesterday, so that's what I'm going to talk about today. I am going to try and keep it to 15 minutes because I want to upload it also to Instagram and they don't let you waffle on. So wedding trends are an interesting one. Wedding planners will tend to do a number of styled shoots each year, and this is their way to kind of use their creativity, try and do something a bit different that's not necessarily been seen before. And like fashion designers will put their clothes on the catwalk that then influences fashion, that's how we kind of help influence trends for the next year or so. So like I just mentioned, fashion still plays a huge part in influencing wedding trends, from fabrics that are used, colours, textures, they all play a part, not just in terms of bridal wear but also in terms of other aspects of the wedding. And then we also look at interior design, so how are we decorating our houses, again what kind of metals. So we've seen quite a big trend with gold, copper, rose gold, the last couple of years, and this year we kind of saw a bit more silver coming back in. I think there's mixed metals, so just being a bit more adventurous, and we also saw kind of the industrial trend as well come in, so a bit more kind of coppers and brass, and not necessarily a clean cut kind of look. So they all influence wedding trends. Also, what plays a big part in influencing trends is the economy. Sustainability, social influence, they all play a big part in influencing trends. So I've mentioned a few times previously in blogs and on my video blogs that Instagram's had a huge part to play in the increase of wedding budgets. Well, over the last 3 years we have been living in uncertain times, especially this last year with, I'm going to say it just to warn you, Brexit, and we're still really none the wiser about what's going to happen. And I do think this year in particular, it's had an influence on weddings. I've talked to a lot of wedding suppliers that, 2019 hasn't been the easiest year for wedding suppliers, whether people are just holding off, even because of the year. People don't like to get married in an odd numbered year, so they're waiting for 2020 and the possibility of more certainty in our lives. People are almost scared to spend at the moment, and if they are spending money, they want to be 100% sure that they are going to get value for money, and they're going to get the most out of what they're spending. So if they can afford to wait, then they are, by the seams of it. And also we've had a lot of environmental concerns lately. So in terms of using less single-use plastic, and we've seen a lot more brides. There's been a lot of pressure on organisations and companies to reduce the amount of single-use plastic, especially supermarkets and things, and straws. You go into a pub or somewhere now that's still selling plastic straws, and you're just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Still using plastic straws. And this also impacts people individually. So, it's up to everyone. It's not just up to companies, it's up to individuals as well to help save the planet. So brides are more environmentally aware and conscious, and they don't want to have a load of waste just from one day. So this kind of links into my other publicity that I had yesterday. So one of my brides that I planned her wedding for back in June this year, she's actually American, but she was getting married over here in Bristol, which is where her mum lives. And she was very much, she's vegan, but that doesn't tend to matter now. It's not, you used to think, vegetarians, vegans, they're the ones that are more eco-friendly, environmentally conscious, but that's not the case anymore. So yeah, she had a vegan and eco-friendly wedding. She didn't want any cut flowers because she didn't want any waste. So we hired in potted trees, and we also used fruit on the tables, which could then be reused afterwards. She gave it to the guests and wedding suppliers. And also she used potted herbs on the tables as well, rather than cut flowers. So I just think we're going to see a lot more of this. Even though it's been a trend for the last year, it's just going to get more so on trend. And actually, I almost don't want to use the word on trend, because I don't think it should just continue now. There's no reason why it would not be a trend, if that makes sense. Let me just check my time. So yeah, that blog, if you want to take a look, is now on my website. It's on the Kind Bride blog, and there's also links on my Instagram and Facebook pages. So if you want to have a look, take a look at that. Obviously as well, Pantone usually releases its colour of the year. I think they normally release it around December, end of November, December time. So they haven't actually released it yet. So we don't know. I've obviously digging around a bit. I've heard on the grapevine it could potentially be a bright pink or a mint green colour. So watch this space. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea what the Pantone of the year is going to be. And, this year it's been Living Coral, and we have seen a lot more kind of oranges coming into colour palettes for weddings. So, that still does have an influence as well. And when I was looking at some articles from New York Fashion Week for Spring Summer 2020 trends, there was a lot of neon colours. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of a bright neon type pink. And we have seen pastels go, so I think I would be surprised if it was mint green. And also there was a green a few years ago. I think it was probably 2016, because 2017 was ultraviolet. This year was living coral. So we have had a green, but you know, I don't know how they make their decision on that. We'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, so you know, it's all about kind of keeping up to date with trends. You know, I try and keep up to date with fashion, with interior design trends, and like I said, this all what I've just talked about influences. So when wedding planners are looking to do a styled shoot, they will try and do something different that hasn't been seen, but obviously look at what influences are kind of the key influences at that time, to create something a bit different. And knowing trends and key influences just help us know what our clients are going to want. So, you know, that's the whole reason that it's important for us to keep on top of trends. Let me just see if there's anything I've missed in my notes. So as I've said, I think we are going to have a lot more eco-friendly and sustainable weddings. Vegan food, I think even if the bride and groom or the couple aren't vegan, I think this still might be a trend that we see. But then also in terms of flowers, so when I was talking about Brexit earlier, you know, florists, because we just don't know what's going to happen, they import a lot of their flowers. So, you know, we might see, I think we're going to see a lot more dried flowers. But again, we just don't know what's going to happen. So, and florists don't know what's going to happen either. So either we'll start using more locally grown flowers as alternatives, so we may see different flowers starting to come into fashion, but also, yeah, dried flowers is definitely going to start. I mean, they've already been being used throughout weddings over the past year or so, but we'll definitely see more dried flowers. But also, I was thinking balloons have kind of come back into fashion. Now, I'm not sure, I'm not an expert, I haven't actually researched this myself, but it kind of conflicts with the environmentally friendly aspect. But then I don't know, maybe there are environmentally friendly or eco-friendly balloons out there. So if you're a wedding supplier that supplies balloons, or you know, maybe you could let me know, because I'd be quite interested in that. But yeah, we've seen a lot more balloons coming back, and you know, there's been a big trend with flower walls, and I think we'll start seeing a lot more balloon structures, whether it's balloon walls or balloon arches, coming into weddings. But I would be very interested to find out, are these balloons eco-friendly? So yeah, if you know the answer to that, let me know. So I think I'm just about going to leave it there, otherwise Instagram won't let me upload it to Instagram TV. And I don't want for my Instagram followers to miss out, so I am going to stop talking. I hope you all have an amazing weekend, whatever you're up to, and I will speak to you all again next week. So speak to you soon. Have a nice weekend. Bye.